How's it going? Jay Darko here, and today's topic we talking about. We're gonna start off with a story. I went out tonight. I took a week off due to very serious matters and my focus having to be directed somewhere else, and I did that. I took that time off, and came back tonight, and I knew I was gonna be rusty. Out of momentum, a lot of old habits would kind of creep back in, and that's how the game goes. And it doesn't go that bad at first, but then as I pick up some momentum, I start people start sniffing out that my frame is weak. They keep testing me, and I'm not saying lightly testing. There were people tonight that I didn't utter a word to that tried to fight me, and it's people doing generally very controlling, in my opinion, controlling, or even just kind of fucked up things. Whether it's people you don't know or just pointlessly kind of fucked up things. And yeah, and that happened. It happened well over 5 times, maybe 6, 7 times tonight. Maybe 5 to 6 times. But regardless, and I had to think about it. I was like, why does that happen? And why does that happen? Well, when your frame gets weak, your frame being your perspective on the world, and not just your perspective, but your view, the values you hold about it, and your belief about the world, and your belief about yourself, and how those things relate, and your belief about other people, and how other people should react to you. That's your frame, essentially, for the layman's term. When your frame gets weak, people pick up on it instinctively, and some people have kind of a predatory mode towards it. They have a predatory sort of mode they go into, where they'll just in some weird way it makes their frame stronger for momentarily, in my opinion, and they'll attack your frame to solidify their frame in their minds. Honestly, if someone's really secure, they probably won't attack your frame. Not hard, at least. They might do it for fun, but they won't do it to fucking try to get at you, to prove a point. But I've been spending time with somebody, and very close proximity, entire week, and just damn, nagging, and fucking. Some people nag, but pointless argument, pointless boundaries being drawn, standards. And I'm not the most assertive guy in the world. I'll give myself that. And I'll admit it here. I'm not. I'll assert myself when I fucking have to. I'm a self-defense guy. For self-defense, if it gets too far, yeah. Otherwise, I don't really assert, but you should. And it's something I'm working on as of right now as well, is learning how to set boundaries very firmly, even if I don't feel the need for them. But setting them in the future, for future things to happen. Anyways, person's nagging and shit. It's not just nagging, it's pointless shit, giving out commands, demanding things. It was a rough week because of what I had to focus on. It was very draining. I lost a lot of sleep, which honestly I was hustling, and that in itself was good, but it left me kind of loopy, and the person kept doing that. Well, what happens when you don't draw that boundary and you just stay around that? What happens? Your frame gets weaker. When you let people nag and complain and be negative around you, even if you withhold your positivity, even if you hold up your positivity, if you allow it to stay, it makes your frame weaker. Even if you don't let it completely destroy your frame is getting weaker. And that's what happened. People sensed that their negativity would affect me tonight, and they took their shot. and a lot of people took their shot. I mean, a lot of people. Some people I knew, some people I didn't know. They were taking their shot. And that brings me to the next point. It threw me in a loop. I actually got out to the bar. I went to some events before. Got out to the bar and like, okay, this is my bread and butter. And it's been a while, but I still know the steps to get going. First 40 minutes, couldn't approach. The first 35 minutes, couldn't approach. Just couldn't do it. Like, the negativity was seeping from me, like, and I knew it, I felt it. I'm like, I know other people will feel it, which is not an excuse. I should have still approached. And what do you do in that situation? Well, what you do is if it's at that point, and I haven't encountered this problem in a very long time, you baby step. You baby step yourself. Do things that you think are beneath yourself just to get yourself going. I did. My first approach wasn't even a girl tonight. And there were some cute girls in there. My first approach was it was a dude. It was a compliment on his shirt. Talked a little bit, walked away, bam. Got me going. It got me going. After that, everything was a blur. I ended up talking to every set of girls in there except one. And, making out, getting most of their phone numbers, and seeding a pool for the next time I see another girl who happens to be a local. So, and this was all within, 12:50 to 1:45, 1:50. So it was all within the span of an hour. And that should really indicate the value of buying temperature and how much different going to a bar using the lever strategy, or people that are going out susceptible to the lever strategy, is different from people that are looking for the provider strategy during the daytime. Very different. It's a very different strategy. Very different. And they almost contradict each other, for being honest. But that's a topic for another day. So you baby step interaction. Not the interaction. You baby step your momentum. You pick it up, take the small wins. Keep going. And then, especially if you're used to building momentum, you'll build it so damn fast. It's not even realistic. The negativity was gone by the third approach, the second approach. I didn't care about anything at all. I was in state, everything was flowing good. It's as if the break actually helped. And but the key here is don't let other people tear your frame down. It's okay to weaken your frame if you're testing it, challenging it, but don't let people have to tear it down. And another key to why I was able to persevere and just do what you know you have to do, even if it fucking sucks and it's terrifying, because you never know. You could just be in a negative state yourself, which I was, and the negative state can just make you start assuming things that aren't true, because everything in this world is an assumption that you have, because you can only interpret reality. You can't objectively see it for what it is. So technically everything's an assumption. A lot of the assumptions you have are very correct. 99.9%, if you jump, you're gonna fall down. It's a very safe assumption. But besides that, since everything's an assumption, you get negative, you start feeling okay, if I do this, this is gonna happen. Even if it feels stupid, you have to do it. And that is one of the key elements to being a consistent guy. Even if it feels stupid, gotta do it. Don't develop that ego, I mean, some guys, it's almost impossible to avoid, apparently, because once you're good, man, it's hard to separate from being good to feeling like you're the shit. That's fine, Sometimes they feel too good to do certain things. And I'm not saying I'm not gonna get that way. I might get that way one day. I'm not there yet, though, luckily. And if you challenge your frame that way, do that. And that was the dilemma. I'd have people challenging my frames all day, and I didn't want to put more on myself. But I'm there's a difference. I'm doing it for this reason. I'm doing this because it's helpful. And in large scope of things, who the fuck cares? Like, I get it. The stronger reality wins. Frame control is the catalyst of all human social interaction. Don't give a fuck. Who the fuck gives a fuck? It still doesn't affect my life in any like super significant way immediately. And that's the way I had to look at it. And I wasn't thinking about it like super consciously, but I thought about it and I just did it. You know, fucking just stop giving a fuck. I gave a fuck, but I just did it anyways. And another thing that helped, that's called leaning into your edge. When you start to lean into your fears, and I had been leaning into my edge, not during pickup, but it transferred over from what I was doing before. I'd worked like a fucking, I don't claim to be the best workaholic, so this is, some people y'all are gonna like scoff at this number, but I pulled off like a 16-hour day, 18-hour day. And it's not like I work a normal job. Like, I choose my own hours. I just chose to work that much. Not because I wanted to, but because I needed to. And it's not like the pay was good for what I needed to pay for. It was an emergency session of working. And yeah. I hated it so much because I like to really keep my work-life balance going, and I didn't even get to go out, and that's why I missed going out. And that was me leaning into my edge. It was leaning into my fears. It was leaning into that. And that's something that you do during life that translate immediately into your pickup skills, or just your fucking social skills in general. Like, it's something that you can do outside that'll immediately translate, but it's a lifestyle change. And honestly, a lot of pickup is less about game, your projected game, because that's what game is. It's a projection of who you are, and it's a good one. A lot of it is just your lifestyle. Not all of it. If you have good game, you'll be able to get her into bed. Now, without the lifestyle and the character aspect, you don't need both, but you need little elements of both, at least. You could be really one or the other, but you need at least a little bit of both. You'll be able to keep her, depending on where she's at on the totem pole. Because I'll be real, the free market for women right now, it's not looking too hot for guys. Like, the 1% of guys get a lot, like a strong majority of women. I'm not exaggerating this. Like, I'm not talking shit, but you think promiscuity is bad? Go out fucking every day for like 2 years, every night. You think your girl's not cheating on you? Fucking highly doubt it, bro. If your girl's anywhere decently attractive, she's got guys that make fucking 6 figures a year, or maybe unless you're the guy that's making 6 figures a year, 7 figures a year, hitting on her, throwing everything in the motherfucking book at her. And then you got guys that don't make shit, that make fucking 5 figures a year, but they've got really fucking good game. And they're throwing the fucking kitchen sink at her, and it's hitting her hard. All it takes is for someone to